welcome back to the Sing Confidently, Live Creatively podcast. Estelle here. I'm a singer, actor, vocal coach here to help you sing with confidence and perform with confidence so you can have a really creative life. Today, I want to teach you how you can mix belt on a pop song, specifically this song called The Cure by Olivia Rodrigo. If you've never heard it, I'm going to play a little bit of it, don't worry. But one of my students brought this to me wanting to learn how to belt this particular spot. But I realized that she's actually not belting in the sense of like she's pulling up her chest voice and singing in full like strong chest voice here. She's actually mixing here really nicely. She's not fully belting here at this point in the song. I believe she might belt it later in the song, but regardless, you as a singer could choose to belt it to heighten the emotion. You know, that's another side note for pop songs. Make sure you're always thinking about, if I'm repeating a chorus, if I'm repeating a phrase, how can I always think of levels? How can I change the emotion, the sound of it, so that I'm not just singing the same thing over and over again. But anyway, she, I think, belts it later on, but regardless, she is definitely mixing. And so I want you to listen to it. I'm gonna lead you through an exercise that's gonna help you learn to mix and sing in a mixed belt on this particular spot as well. Here it goes. So we're gonna be singing that, and it's good for me, I'm sure part. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, first of all, if you haven't listened to this podcast or you don't know what mixing is, you can feel free to go back to different episodes where I've broken down mixing more in depth. But generally, you want to think of mixing as blending your lower range with your upper range and being able to really have access to all parts of your voice. Mixing allows you to truly access being able to have the chord closure, your vocal folds closing nice and cleanly, while also being able to still sing higher notes, right? So that balance of being able to close your vocal folds nice and cleanly, which we need a lot of in the chest voice because we have thicker chords in the lower chest voice range, but also being able to have some thinning of your vocal folds, which you need for you to hit higher notes in your upper range or your head voice range, right? Mixing allows you to have that nice strong chord closure so that you don't have too light of a sound, while also thinning out enough so that you can actually hit high notes. And what is really helpful is what is called resonance. Resonance is when your sound is vibrating, basically. So if the space that your sound is vibrating in, right? And so as your sound carries from your vocal folds, which are in your throat, and it goes up your throat through your mouth, that whole space of your throat and your mouth, that is space for your voice to resonate in. So what we're gonna do specifically with pop singing is we're going to make sure we focus a lot on resonant spaces, especially forward resonance. Resonance towards the front of the mouth. I want you to think, feeling that sound right around your teeth, right around your lips. If you go, can you do that real quick? Right? You feel that buzz around your lips. That sound is really resonating a lot at the front of your mouth there. And that's giving some nice feedback to your vocal folds, helping them to get some nice good closure without too much pressure. Okay, so that way you reduce tension and pressure on your voice, which if you're pulling up chest voice and trying to sing really high in chest voice, you're gonna feel a lot of pressure and tension, right? We don't want that. Okay, so mixing is kind of the cure. It's kind of not to be on the nose, but it actually is the cure. Okay, so we're gonna learn how to sing with that mix in The Cure by Olivia Rodrigo. Here's the exercise I want you to try with me. If you are a lower voice, you can be doing it down the octave, and that's totally fine. We can all learn this together. So you can be down the octave here. Higher voices will be here. Here we go. This exercise goes nya, 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 nya. So you have an N at the beginning, N as in Nancy, and then you go yeah, and you're gonna drop your jaw when you sing the nya. You're not going to widen into a smile, okay? Keep the lips, the corners of the lips in as you drop your jaw, almost like you're saying as in yum, okay? Nya, nya, nya. And then you're going to also sing it in a really bratty voice, like you're a whiny, bratty little kid. Okay, you're pouting. Okay, you're gonna be like a pouty, whiny little kid when you sing this, and that's gonna help you to also maintain that forward resonance. Here we go. Here's the exercise. Nya, 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 nya. All right, ready? Here we go. Nya, 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 nya. You might have noticed that I added what's called a cry. A cry is what we use in pop music as well a lot, and this helps us to, well, it sounds like a cry, and so it brings in some emotion into the voice, but it really is you kind of like sliding into a note or leaning into the note. When I do the nya, 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 you know that sound? That's a cry. You're kind of like falling onto the note and falling off of it. You're leaning into it and kind of backing off of it real quick. And that's another way to kind of lean into the pop sound. All right, let's try it again, and then we'll go up. Nya, 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 nya. Going up, keep it whiny. Nya, 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 nya. Nya, 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 nya. Keep it bratty and whiny. Nya, 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 nya. One more, two more. Nya, 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 nya. Last one. Nya, 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 nya. Okay. Now we're gonna go to that top note. Nya, 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 nya. We're gonna go down. Can you try that with me? Nya, 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 nya. Lower voices, you are down here. Nya, 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 nya. Unless you want to try it up the octave, which is fabulous. Okay. Very Brandon Urie. All right, so now that we've done that, we're going to go back to the song. I purposefully went higher than the song actually goes, so that way you can start to get comfortable in your body. You're teaching your nervous system and your body that it's okay. You can actually sing even higher than you are going to have to sing in the song, okay? That's another little trick. Now, we're going to do it up a half step, again, intentionally teaching your body that you can actually sing higher than you think. Nya, 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 nya. Just singing those notes, and you're gonna sing it with that bratty sound, making sure that your lips are not too wide. Don't spread them too much and cause tension unnecessarily. We're gonna bring the corners of the lips in, and you're gonna go, nya, 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 like you're a bratty kid. Okay, ready? Here we go. Nya, 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 nya. Good. Now we're gonna come down to the actual key. Nya, 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 nya is where we are now. Okay, try that with me. Nya, 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 nya. It almost feels too easy because you went so much higher, right? So again, keeping that bratty sound. Nya, 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 nya. Try it again. Nya, 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 nya. Okay. Now we're gonna go to the vowel instead of eh. We've kind of gotten that established. Now we're gonna change it to more of an nya, 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 but don't let it fall back. Don't go nya, 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 right? We wanna keep it poppy. We wanna keep that space more towards the front of our mouth. So bigger space in the front of the mouth and not as much in the back of the mouth. Not too much space in the back. More space in the front, like this. Nya, 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 nya. All right. Now we're gonna go, so let's do this with the nya, 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 nya. Here we go. Nya, 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 nya. Okay, were you able to keep it bratty sounding? Or were you able to keep the sound in the front of your mouth? Could you feel more of that buzz around your lips, around even your nose area? In what is often referred to as the mask. It's just where you perceive that sound more towards the front of your mouth and nose area. Okay. Now we're gonna go to the words finally. Okay. The words are, and it's good for me, I'm sure. So we're gonna start on the and it's good so we can make sure we work on that transition. On good, you're gonna make sure you have that space. We're preparing for the high note. Always prepare before you get to the high note, okay? I tell this to students all the time. Think about how you can prepare your space, your resonant space. And it's good, good. You can go ahead and get into that bratty space. And it's good for me, I'm sure. right? And then on shore, you want to make sure you always transition back to that nice strong chest voice, so we don't, for me, I'm sure. We want to make sure we're getting nice and strong at the bottom too. So we go, and it's good for me, I'm sure. Transitioning nicely down there. All right, let's try it one more time. Again, focus on saying in that space. Even on 4, I didn't even talk about the high notes. For me, for and me, we don't want to make too wide yet. You can change the vowel later, but right now, we want to make sure that we are getting the right vowel shape and that we are getting the resonant space that we need, okay, for your mix. All right, here we go. Starting on, and it's good. And it's good for me, I'm sure. Now that you've established it on the you may tweak the vowel as you need to, but still make sure that you're keeping that forward resonant space and that you have a little bit of that kind of bratty sound the entire time. And it's good for me, I'm sure. Right, you can change the vowel a little bit more. I did more of a for me, I'm sure. So I hope that helps. Use that nya 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 exercise and then go to the nya 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 with an exercise as well, keeping that bratty forward sound the entire time, and you'll be able to mix on this particular phrase in this song. Do you guys have another phrase in another song, or do you have another song in general that you feel like you always mess up on, like a particular note or a particular phrase? DM me on Instagram at Creatively by Estelle. I would love to hear it, and I will make an episode for you. Trust. Like, if you have a question about a particular song like this, I think it'd be so fun if we have like different listeners like sending in songs and being like, can you help me learn how to sing this part of the song? I would love to do that. And if you want to work on this song or any other song where you need a mixed belt in it specifically with me, I would love to offer you a free trial lesson. You could do a free 15-minute call with me, and literally, how long was this episode? I don't even know, but we could do this in 15 minutes on a phrase of a song that you're struggling with, right? I would love to help you with that, and then we can see if you want to work together. No pressure at all. Like, you don't have to. If you're like, I'm good, I got my 15 minutes for free, I'm good to go, that's great. But if you do want to work with me, then we can talk about what that might look like after the 15-minute call. But why don't you just try it out and see if we work together well, if you feel like you learned something. And if you feel like you learned something from this episode today, I would love to hear from you in a review. Feel free to leave a review and a rating as well wherever you're listening. I would love to hear from you. But yeah, go to creativelybyestelle.com/studio if you'd like to try the 15-minute trial lesson. It's free, and we can work on this song or whatever song you have for me as well. Other than that, I will see you next week. Have an amazing day, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode and to this show. I'm so in awe of you for being here and showing up for your creative gifts. That takes courage. Don't forget to join the performing arts community on Facebook for support and inspiration as you continue on your journey. If this episode helped or inspired you in any way, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts and share it with someone. It means so much. Thank you again, and don't forget to keep singing, acting, dancing, performing, and living creatively. Talk to you next time.